Hello everybody and welcome. Well, it's that odd time between Christmas and New Year that I'm making this video, so I hope I've got it out by New Year and that I can wish you all a very happy 2022. I don't know about you, but I'm not a fan of making resolutions for the new year. I much rather seize the opportunities as they arise, and then you never know where things are going to take you. So we have some plans for the new year. We're looking at probably doing a coast to coast, and I'm looking at getting my first long Audax in. So yeah, quite a lot on the agenda. And of course I'll have the new bike, so I'll be talking about how that build's going shortly. I should have been in France by now. We were planning to go to France for Christmas. We've got quite a lot of work to do over there. But of course, Monsieur Macron has decreed that us Brits are persona non grata, so we can't go. Probably not a bad thing given what's going on in the world. We could get there and find we can't get back. So, well, we just make the most of it. As you know, I don't really do many reviews of things that are offered to me because people offer things all the time for us to review. And I'll only review something if I see a need. Now, it just so happened that an organisation contacted me, a company called LotsFit, and they are makers of quite an interesting device. It's used for treating pain and discomfort, especially after rides. They contacted me and asked me if I'd like to try their heat and vibration body brace. And as I was in quite a bit of discomfort, I thought, well, let's give it a go, there's no harm. But I made it clear that if I did review, it would be an honest review. I'm not going to do that review today because I really want to go on a fairly long ride and then test it afterwards. Although I've not been able to get out for that long ride yet, I did give it a try. And I have to say I'm very impressed with the quality of the device. It's very well made, it's a good weight, substantial. As well as the body brace, you get two thigh braces. They've got the same heat and vibration system. It's push button control for the heat and vibrate settings, and there's 3 levels for each. Now, I've seen items like this on the market before, but what's a real winner with this one is that it's totally portable. You don't need to be anywhere near a mains supply because it's powered by 3 power banks, one for each of the items. That power bank plugs in, fits into a little pocket, and you're free to do whatever you need to do while you're wearing the system. So it certainly looks like it's going to be a winner. How it fares after a long ride I don't know, and I look forward to doing that as soon as I can get out there for a long ride. And just a couple of weeks ago I was contacted by the inventor of a new device, claimed to help get difficult tyres on and off, and that made my ears prick up. It's an item called the Tyre Glider. Of course I jumped at the chance to review this. So the Tyre Glider has arrived. I haven't tried it yet. I'm going to get out there and have a play with it, and then I'll video the results. And again, as usual, it will be an honest review, but I do feel from what I've seen so far that the Tyre Glider is something that we're going to hear a lot about. So again, please subscribe, hit the bell, and then you'll see that review when it comes up, which will probably be around a week, I would imagine, before I get around to doing that. And in an upcoming video, we're going to be looking at the work of Sustrans. I met up with David, who's a local Sustrans ranger, and he explained about the organisation, what's involved, the work they do. And frankly, we do take it for granted, I think, sometimes. We'll also learn about something that's been hiding in plain sight on Sustrans routes. But let's get back to the bike build. It's been a good Christmas for me because lots of parts have been arriving. I did decide in the end to go for the Shimano 105 drivetrain. The reason for this is quite simple. I have 105 on 2 of my other bikes. I'm used to it. I do probably 80% of my riding on road, so I want a drivetrain that's going to be good for the road. But I also know from experience that the 105 serves me well on tracks and trails. So I think for me it's the right choice. So let me show you what was in those boxes. First of all, we've got the chain wheel, And this is a 50-34 tooth, so 50 teeth on the big ring, 34 on the small. And I've gone for the 165mm crank arm. And that's because I'm on a small frame. So in the box we've got the chain wheel. And of course we've got the corresponding crank arm and rear derailleur. I've gone for the silver finish because it's a titanium bike. So it's a very nice piece of kit ready to go on. And we have our corresponding front derailleur. Now, it's a bit of a story with this in that it's a band-on type. So obviously it fits around the frame. But there are various different sizes. Rather stupidly, I measured using a tape measure. Of course, anyone with any sense would have used some calipers. Now I was even more stupid than that, because had I read the spec that Planet X put out on the Tempest frame, it would have told me the exact size I needed. So you can see where this is going. I'd actually ordered the wrong size. I realised this before the order had been shipped by the supplier, Pro Bike Kit. And I contacted them and said, look, I've got a problem here, made a mistake, totally me, but would you mind swapping it for the correct one? The reply annoyed me in that they said, no, it's all ready for dispatch and you can't change it now. That was a little bit unfair on my part because A, I'd screwed up, and B, they had got it ready to ship, everything was parcelled up, ready for the carrier. But to Pro Bike Kit's credit, they did give me a free return on the item. So that was returned, refunded, all well and good. So top marks to Pro Bike Kit, thanks very much for your support. One of the things they do is offer 10% discount for any referrals that a customer passes on. So what I'm going to do is put my referral code down below, and if you want to use that, you'll get 10% off of Pro Bike Kit. So the next item we have are the shifters. Now these are, again, Shimano 105, dual control lever. But these are the standard manual ones. So this is the type of shifter you would use if you were using a manual disc brake or you were using a standard rim brake. What I'm going to fit are the hydraulic actuated disc brakes. I have full hydraulic brakes on the Ribble and I have the actuators on the Tri-Band. Frankly, I can't really tell much difference. With the riding I do, that is. If you're in the Alps, for example, maybe it's a different thing. But for me, these work very, very well. The system on the Tri-Band is the TRP hydraulic actuators, but I don't think I'm going for those. I'm quite attracted to the Juantec system. They're made in Taiwan. They do have a British dealer. I have contacted that dealer and asked for some advice. They came back and asked me what type of bike I've got. I told them, and I've heard nothing more. So I shall be ordering these direct from Taiwan. I've been doing a bit of work on the bike. First thing I needed to do is fit the steerer. And of course that meant cutting the steerer tube to size. So I looked at various videos on that, and I'll put links below to those videos so you can see what I found. I'm not going to go through what I did because they explain things much better than I can. So once I've done that, I could put the handlebar on, fit the wheels, and it's now starting to look a lot more like a bike. One of the comments on the announcement of this bike build did ask me to mention the tools that I'm using, so I'll do that as I go along. And today's tool is the bottom bracket tool, and this works for the bottom bracket and also for fitting the centre lock discs. Now, as you can see here, fitting the centre lock disc is an absolute breeze. Very simple to do, tool works well. This is the Halfords Bike Hut brand. They do say this is suitable for Shimano Hollowtech bottom brackets, which is what I'd ordered. Now, as you can see here, the bottom bracket screws in from either side. You'll notice on the right hand side that it's a left-handed thread, and then we just pop the tool on to tighten it, or do we? As you can see, the bottom bracket is too small for the tool to fit. So when I had a look at this, I then found that I needed an adapter. Now, there was some talk that the adapter is included with the bottom bracket. Mine wasn't, and I checked with Shimano and they said no, it's not. So when I looked for a piece of plastic, you're talking £7, which I thought was a bit steep. Also, I was a little bit annoyed with Halfords because I thought, well, really, you're giving me some duff information. So I popped into my local Halfords, and there a very, very helpful young man called Callum understood my problem. He said, hold on one moment. He popped out the back, and lo and behold, came back with an adapter, which I thought he was going to just lend me, but no, he gave it to me because he said the store have their own. They use the metal ones because they're doing it all the time. So all we do now is pop that adapter into there, and now we have the correct adapter and we can tighten up the bottom bracket. So I want to say a big thank you to Callum. Halfords get a bad press. It seems quite trendy to knock Halfords and put them down, but I've always had exceptional quality from Grantham branch. It's also useful for me because being a member of Cycling UK and British Cycling, we do get 10% off there. So what's not to like? Well, I know you all like to see a ride, so I'm going to leave you with some shots of a ride we did just before Christmas. I went out with a group that actually started riding together through my guided rides. That's how they all met up, and they've gone on to form their own groups, so they go out for lots of social rides. So it was really a pleasure to join them, and we went out to Cafe Velo Verde. Well, we've arrived at Velo Verde. Nice steady ride over here. And today we've got a couple of e-bike motion bikes here. We've got a Willier, which is Margaret's. Again, using the X35 system. And over here we've got Graham's Ribble SLE, which is a very nice carbon job. So what's everybody got?
I've got a Sir Chocolate. I've got a smashed avocado and bacon coming up. Ooh.
That's a bit upmarket, isn't it?
I know. So I had it yesterday and I love it, so I'm having it again. Plus I'm starving.
I've got a bike on my cappuccino.
Yeah.
And we've been joined by Tony. This is Tony actually runs all the PR for Grantham Canal Society. So if you've ridden on the Grantham Canal and enjoyed it, tell him. And if you don't like it, tell somebody else.
You got punches from the thorns.
Yes.
Nothing to do with me.
Cheers. Thank you. What's the flavour?
So look at that.
And it's
That's very upmarket.
I know. Yeah. I came here one day and they said they'd had a run on smashed avocado and they had none. I was like...
So how did you enjoy that, Graham? A bit of different scenery?
It was, yes, very different. And in some respects the same as out Rutland and Leicestershire way, but we don't have quite such a magnificent castle.
Graham and I met on the ride leaders course. He's a guided ride leader as well. And Graham comes over now and again and rides over this way, but he's mainly based over in Oakham, Rutland. So it's good to catch up. How was it for you?
Had a really good ride. Nice cake, nice company.
Good.
Lovely weather.
Good. We were just saying the ride back has been a bit like the school run. We've been dropping riders off on the way into their various places of abode. That's what you call cycle transport, Graham.
It certainly is.
Look at that. Well, that's enough of that winter riding. The shortest day has now passed, so we've got summer to look forward to. So I'm going to leave you here with this nice scene of summer riding, and let's look forward to some good weather, some long rides, and please tell me below what plans you've got for 2022. But in the meantime, I wish you the very best, and I look forward to sharing many happy miles with you in the coming year. Bye for now.